Meaning to do an update for a while about how things are going at night and how the lease operator program there has been working, but I've been hesitant to do it because I know that there are people at night who watch my videos. But I figured screw it. Maybe I'll save someone from making a mistake. So their lease program sounds good on paper, but in reality it's really not. The biggest issue is their shops. Okay. For simple jobs that would take any competent mechanic or shop a day to do, it takes them 2 weeks to complete a job. And during those 2 weeks that you're sitting in the shop, you're not making any money, and they're still charging you truck payments and whatnot. They're supposed to have loaner trucks available, but they never do. It sucks. There were warning signs early on about this. Within a month or two of me having this truck, I had my air conditioning stop working. The air conditioner compressor or whatever seized up. And I was in Phoenix at the time, and it was in the high 90s in Phoenix. And as you guys know, I had my cat with me. And you can't drive a truck like this in 90-degree weather and survive. When it's 90 degrees out, it's probably 120, 130 in the truck. It's ridiculous, but I put it in the shop then, and it took over 2 weeks to get the truck fixed. And the other gotcha they got with the repairer and having to go to their shops is with that MRP program. It's in your lease that you have to take it to a night shop for it to get fixed. So it's not like I could have just gone to a dealership or any Joe Blow mechanic and had the truck fixed. I had to go to a night transportation shop. Pretty much every single time I have an issue with my truck, it takes them at least a week to fix it. More often than not, more than a week. In the last 2 months, I've spent 4 of those weeks in a shop. I'm not making any money. If I average out all the money that I've made at night transportation so far and break it down by week, I'm averaging maybe $500 a week. And when you take out the money for taxes, you figure 30%. That's what, $380, less than $400 a week. And it's not that I'm not driving. In the weeks that my truck is running, I'm getting 2,800 to 3,200 miles a week. It's just all the downtime. The fact that their MRP doesn't cover anything. They're taking 7 cents a mile out of my pay to pay for that maintenance repair program, and it's covered one of my repairs so far. I've spent about $6,000 in maintenance, and that's for the repairs that the MRP hasn't covered. And then the MRP covered one repair. The other catch with that MRP program is it covers the parts cost, but it doesn't cover the labor. So, when they're billing you $80 an hour for labor, that's actually the bulk of the cost. Sorry, I left my CD on. Recently I had the hot side CAC pipe break on me. The labor alone on that was $700. It was like $650 or something like that. The part was only $300. the bulk of the cost is the labor. It's I got you. And I call up the owner operator department, and I talk to my fleet manager, I talk to my driver manager, and their response is, I'm not running hard enough. I need to go home less. Well, what's the point? I go out for 3 weeks at a time, and then I go home for 3 or 4 days. That's my ideal situation. What's been happening is I've been putting the truck in the shop when I go home, and then it takes them 2 weeks to fix the truck. It's not that I wanted to go home for 2 weeks, it's I had no choice. They're not willing to accept responsibility or even help me out at all. At least at Swift, when I had my lease with them, if I knew I was going to have a negative settlement, I could call them up and they would defer a truck payment, so I at least got some money. Knight doesn't even do that. I've had multiple weeks over the last couple of months where I've gotten zero, and I can't survive like that. I gotta feed myself. I gotta have money to pay for Catskill tickets. I gotta pay my bills. I gotta make my car payment. It's causing me issues at home. I almost had my motorcycle repossessed. I'm done. I'm done. And I wouldn't recommend their program to anyone. It's shady what they do. And sure, there are some success stories. There's going to be people that succeed and people that make that lease work, people who get lucky. And it's in Knight's best interest to have one or two people succeed, so they can have those people to point to and go, hey, look at this guy, he's able to make money, and use that to sucker people in. But out of all the people that I've talked to, more often than not, they're making less money than the company drivers, and honestly, that makes sense. I don't know. I've got another deal I'm working on that should hopefully work out better in the long run, but I'm done with Knight. I can't salvage it. So if anybody's interested, I can post up. I could do another video and break down some of my settlements and some of the repair costs and the numbers that I've been getting from Knight. And yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. So anyway, that's it for now. I'll probably post up another video in the next few days or week or so with what my new situation is going to be. Till then, drive safe, y'all. Bye.